regardless of the background that you're coming from, regardless of the home that you were born in, regardless of the community that you grew up in. You can alter the state of your life by changing your will, by changing your intentions, by changing your condition. We are on a journey that is going to lead to eventually transforming your life. So my aim throughout these sessions that I'll be sharing with you, it is a fresh new month, and we have people recalibrating their thinking, trying to do more, to achieve more in order to better their condition, their lives, improve their families, and be able to achieve your dreams, achieve the goals that you have in your heart. So my goal through these sessions is that my story, my experiences, what I've studied, what I've actually lived will serve as an inspiration that will help you make that decision that will eventually bring you that breakthrough. One of the things that we'll start with today, we are going to give you real practical, that is real practical stuff that you can implement in your life and get results in the real world, right? This is not just some theory, but rather it is very educative, but at the same time practical, so that you can put it out there and get results and transform your situation. So this is the thing. I didn't come from a very wealthy background. I didn't come from money. To say so, but one thing that happened along my journey in life is that I had the will, I had the intention to change the condition of my life, to change my consciousness, to change my existence, to change my genealogy, to change my DNA. And my hope is that you, regardless of the background that you're coming from, regardless of the home that you were born in, regardless of the community that you grew up in, you can alter the state of your life by changing your will, by changing your intentions, by changing your condition. So it all has to do with will and intention. And those are the two things that I'll briefly talk about today. We were talking about how you can start a business. We'll be talking about how you can raise capital. We'll be talking about how you can market yourself. We'll be talking about how you can step out there in the world and demand what you truly deserve. Because I believe you never made a decision to be alive. You never made the decision to come into this world. So the life you have is a gift. The life you have, your parents brought you into this world, and you get to experience all that you have experienced. But you've probably seen some people have money. You've seen some people enjoy the finest things of life. And you've asked yourself the question, why not me? Why can't I experience a good life? Why can't I enjoy all that my heart really tells me that I deserve? So my goal is that through these videos, through my experiences, through my knowledge, through what I've studied, you'll be able to make that leap or take that leap of faith and eventually experience transformation in your life. Okay? So will is the first thing that I did, right? I had to embark on the notion of what I can do to actually transform my situation, and that was a will. I had a will. And today, no matter where you are, no matter your struggles and the vicissitudes of life, you can design for yourself the will to be different. And that will can really transform your genealogy, okay? So I will talk about will and intention. Okay, so will and intention. I actually called an Uber a couple of days ago, and it was this 75-year-old woman who picked me up. She shared an incredible story because it was fascinating just to imagine that a 75-year-old woman is still driving Uber. But that is not the real part of the story. What actually intrigued me was the fact that she shared her story, that she is a great-grandmother. And so she's looking after her two great-grandchildren. And she drives Uber. She has to pick them up from school. She has to take care of them because her grandchildren are actually married and have a difficult life, and she had to take this responsibility. That inspired me and said, oh, I want to be that kind of grandfather. Not that I'll be driving Uber at 75, but I want to be that kind of grandfather that actually have enough to take care of my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. An inspiring story. And I asked her a question. Where did you get your work ethic from? And she said, I got my work ethic from my father. My mother died very young. And so our father gets to raise us. 9 children. Their father raised them. And so she saw what work looked like because the father loved working. The father was a workaholic. And she said, regardless of what went on in their family, they never went a day hungry because their father made sure that there was food on the table. And I want to let you know, because my whole goal is that you are able to do something with your life, that we get over this idea of people struggling to even eat, people struggling to make money that can take care of their basic needs. These are things in life that everyone should have. And I think if you have knowledge, you have money, you've had experiences, it is very, very imperative. It is important that you share your experience, because there is a young man, and I know you watching, you'll be inspired. You've been inspired by my videos and my content. And this woman's story helped me understand that it is possible to rise out of obscurity. Because she said, I learned how to walk from my father. So what I understood from that story is, I'm like, is it like your father's father was a workaholic? Where did he get this from? And she said it was not the story. My mom passing actually enabled my dad. My father knew that there was nobody to look after his children. And so he developed a work ethic that we grew up, saw it, and said we can implement it in our own lives. And that is why at 75, I'm still driving Uber, because it's not like I don't really have money, but I'll have to make extra income so I can be able to take care of my great-grandchildren. So what does this story has to do with you? What does this story really have to do with this message? It has everything to say. It gave me courage to understand that you must not grow up in a home where you saw your father working in order to be a workaholic or to work extremely hard to be successful. What the story taught me was you can actually change your entire DNA, your genealogy, by practicing attitudes, habits, picking up work ethics, making life choices that can really change everything about your life and your bloodline. And your children can grow up and see that. So we know, yes, it runs in the blood. Some of it runs in the blood. But I want to let you know today you can change what runs in your blood. Some of us grew up in families and cultures where we had loser DNAs. When I mean loser DNAs, DNAs that never prepared us for the real world. DNAs that never prepared us to start businesses and succeed. DNAs that never prepared us to understand what it means to go out there into the world, understand that you can change circumstances and situations around you. But my goal is to empower you so you can be able to change your circumstance, change your DNA, change your genealogy, change and break the generational curse in your life. And you can do that with a will. The will and intention, they are synonymous, okay? That is, these words are interchangeably, they overlap each other in some sense. But the will to do anything in life is what can transform your destiny. That today, I have decided that I will become extremely hardworking. I have decided that I'll be extremely productive. I have decided that I will study till I understand, because I know if I understand, my life is going to transform exponentially. Does that make sense? That is will. Every human being on earth has the proclivity, has the opportunity, has the power to develop a will that changes your circumstance forever. I can't stretch this point any further. I want to say, you today, no matter what you are going through, you might be on the hospital bed, you might be pushing a truck, you might not even have a house, you might not have a car, you might not have talent, but if you have the will to work hard than everybody around you, let me tell you, I grew up being talented. I've been gifted with many gifts that God has blessed me with, to sing, to act, to write, to be very industrious. I've been gifted But one thing that I've realized in my journey in life, and most of the people, including Mexicans that I've experienced in America, that I've come into close proximity with, is that they will outwork you. And so understanding that work ethics was very essential to talent. You can be talented, but if you don't have the work ethic, people will say, oh, he's smart, he knows that, he can do anything, but you're not producing results. Why? Because you don't really have confidence. You don't have the will that can develop that work ethic that helps you to thrive in every environment or to produce geometrically. This is a whole huge term, and I'm going to break it down through the study. Like I said, this series, this course, this study is to help you enhance your life, is to help you modify your life choices, is to help you make better decisions and actually go out there and take actions and experience different results in your life. So the will is the number one thing that will take you there. The will is what made America. The will of great men that believed that they could go out there and create a new world. The will is what made Jesus Christ to say, I'm coming to introduce this new ideology that can actually transform human beings and how they see their present situation, that they can fall down, rise up, and keep going and not let adversity become their defining factor in life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's it. So friends, it combines that will. You combine that will with intention, you will become unstoppable. It is one thing to say, I have decided to be a different man. I have decided to be a different woman. I have decided to be a man of value. I've decided to be a woman of value, a man of substance, somebody that society can look up to, somebody that your children can look up to, somebody that your cousins and brothers and sisters can look up to, your community can look up to. Friends, it will take you to develop intention behind that will in order to achieve that. Intention now can be a goal, okay? The will is that I know my life can be different. I know my circumstances can change. I know that I was created for something greater than what I'm currently experiencing, and I can alter that state of being by having a will. But it will take you intention to get up every day and vigorously go after that dream and vehemently believe that you have this unstoppable desire and passion in you, that nothing can stop you until you achieve that dream. It will take intention. Intention is that I break this will in the next 5 years, in the next 3 months, in the next 1 week, and every day of my life, I'm going to wake up and do something that will drive me closer to that goal, to that will, to me being that great man, to me being that great woman, to me achieving my ultimate purpose in life. And if you see people like the mother, the grandmother that I just previously talked about, she's 75. You know of brothers and sisters that you grew up in the same household, but somehow dad will say, oh, go clean your dishes. Oh, go make up your bed. But you realize that only 1 or 2 people, 3 people among your siblings end up picking up that habit of saying, I'll fix my bed. Getting up in the morning and say, hey, I'll do my dishes after I have eaten. It will take intention. The mom picked up the work ethics of the dad, and it literally transformed her life. And today I know it is the same habit. Like she told me, she has children and she's transferred that work ethic to her children. So my goal for you is to let you know today, pick a pen and a paper, because this course will change your life. Because you probably heard theories, you've heard ideas, you've heard some philosophers, you've heard some speakers, preachers, teachers. come and speak and give examples and give illustrations, but at the end of the day, it is not substantial. That is practical enough for you to get real results. I'm starting today with will and intention. Today, write something down. Pick a pen and a piece of paper and write down the word will and write down the word intention. And I want you to underline it and never ever forget this word, will. And every time you feel like slipping back, every time you feel like giving up, every time you feel like a failure, I want you to keep reminding yourself of the will that you've made to succeed, the intention that you've made to achieve those goals, to achieve your dreams, to achieve the utmost. That is the thing that you know in your heart that you were created in this world to achieve. So will and intention is what will take you there. Everything that I will teach, even if you're talking about marketing, how to raise finances to start a business, how to galvanize a team so that you can be able to serve or maybe build a business or go out there on a venture. Everything that I will say during the course of this program will be tied down to the will, because there will be a time you feel like, I've heard that. There will be a time you'll feel like it's not working. It will be a time that you're going to feel like, my friend said, or maybe somebody tried it and it didn't work. Or maybe there'll be a time that you will have all kinds of reasons. You will have reasons to say it is not for me. But when you remember that you decided and had the will with intention to alter the state of your life, to change your genealogy, to alter your DNA, to be an example for your children, to provide for your great-grandchildren, that intention and that will is what is going to keep you going. In spite of what you will hear, in spite of what you will think, in spite of how you feel at certain moments, the will and intention that you've written down today is what will ultimately take you to your dream and eventually helping you transform the course of your life. I hope this message sinks in and also pave a trajectory that will start a new beginning in your life. I'm praying for you, and I hope that God uses this to transform your life forever. No matter the family you were born in, no matter the community that you were born in, you can change your life by deciding and having a will and intention. And that, my friend, is genius.